Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning into another interview on the Art of Intervention Project Summit. And today's a lot of fun because we talk about addiction and recovery and living a transformed life. And there's this thing that can kind of get in the way or move us forward. And it depends on what we're going to do with our brains. So we're going to talk a little bit today about retraining our brain with Louise Swartswalter. So thank you for joining me again. We've had fun doing interviews together before, but now we got a little different focus on how we're going to present the information today. So thanks for joining me.
Oh, it's so awesome to be with you again, Rob. I love this. And I love this, what you're doing, with your audience here and your whole promise of this summit. It's just really powerful and really important work.
Yeah, well, people feel stuck, right? They feel stuck in their
Yeah.
addiction. They feel stuck in recovery. And I think a lot of more people feel stuck in recovery because it's like now the drugs, the alcohol, shopping's like not gone, but I just still feel kind of like blah. And we don't want to feel blah. We want to feel like, yeah. So let's
Yeah,
talk about feeling that way today.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. Let's get people back to I call it the 100% their soul's truth, being able to really have, good command of your right and left brain. And being able to stay consistent, stay focused, on your goals and not get, pulled over here in a different direction for sure. Yeah.
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 So when people think of you and your
Mhm.
audience and so many clients you work with and everything around the world, like, how do you feel like they kind of describe what you do or who you are?
Good question. You know what? They know me as the expert, so I'm the beautiful balanced brain expert. But they would describe me as someone who's very good at clearing energy. So I like to look at the mind, body, spirit, and the energy field all together. So they would say I do a very holistic approach to retraining the brain, but it's not just like taking a brain supplement or working on mindset. In fact, I like the word mindset, but it's much bigger than that. It's because we have an energy field around us. And so if we don't change those energy field patterns, even the ancestral programs that might be in your field because addictions are in your great grandfather's line, or whatever, it's going to come back, or it can come back, or it's harder to stay sort of in your lane. So I like to do body, mind, spirit, so your emotions and the energy field all together.
Perfect. And that's what people need because I mean, I see a lot of it again, because we have these, you hear these stories of, well, my grandpa was this and he was this. And so I'm just destined and my kids are destined to be alcoholics and addicts. I'm like, no, we need to break that generational pattern, that generational sin, the generational curse, whatever you want to call it. And that's so valuable. So I know people are going to get a ton of freedom from this too, especially like parents or loved ones are like, Uncle Johnny's just controlled our family forever with his addiction. Sorry, Johnny. And, but so, yeah, so let's talk about like, what does this look like?
Yeah, absolutely. So, so I usually start with an intention or a goal. So even as you were getting healthy, you had to hold strong intention for yourself about what you wanted to have happen. You kind of had to say, enough is enough. Okay. I can't do this anymore. I am like tanked. I'm at the bottom of my bottom of my bottom, right? So you can come back up, so it does require a whole lot of not just willpower, but being able to retrain your brain for you to stay there. So it's always about the goal or the intention. So if we were going to clear the energy that's in the field, that's in the brain field, so in a sense, what we're doing is reprogramming your brain. I kind of would call it like upgrading your biocomputer, if you think about your brain as a computer, to Windows 12 or maybe a Mac Pro, you know? So it's taking out the old virus program and putting in the new way you want to be.
Mm.
Okay. So if I asked you the question, and so what we're going to do, can I use you as like a surrogate for your audience?
Sure, let's do it. I'm sure people that know me really well will be like, okay, this is good. He's needed something like this for a little while. So
So this is called brain soul balancing. So it actually, what it does is it clears the conduit pipes between man and God and man. So it's like that gets skunked up. Okay. And when it gets skunked up with stuff, that's when we fall into addictions, negativity, fearfulness or whatever. In a sense, right now on the planet with COVID just kind of, at the heels of what we're going through here, there's fear on the planet. So we're all experiencing sort of that space that gets kind of muddy and gunked up with not our truth, but what we're feeling from the world. So, and it's the same thing when you're going through addiction. So if I was going to ask you, what would you want to have changed or be different? And then we're going to
Yeah,
write that down.
yeah, that's awesome. And I mean, things, like, it's kind of like, as you were saying, I'm okay, thoughts are going through the head, like, oh, grab that one. No, we'll let that one go. We don't want to work on that thing. Unfortunately, there weren't a lot of those. There used to be a lot of those that
Mm-hmm.
come on. But I will say one thing that keeps coming through my life, and even though I try to empower people and do the things that I do, there's this little voice inside of me sometimes that still says, you don't have what it takes.
Oh, okay.
It
Okay.
still creeps in sometimes.
So your goal would be the opposite of that. So it would be, I have what it takes.
Oh yeah, yeah, because I believe that, but it's that voice
Okay.
just still comes in that says, I don't know, Rob, you don't really have what it takes to get there. And I'm thinking, like, quiet, but that voice used to be really loud. Now
Mhm.
it's pretty subtle, but it's still there. And I'm like, I don't know if that will ever go away. But it'd be nice to just, you know what I mean? I guess you do know what I
Let's
mean,
get it
because
gone today.
this is what you do.
Yeah, we're going to get it gone today, so we just want to get that voice gone. So, and when you say I have what it takes, you have what it takes for what?
For success in life.
Okay. Okay, awesome. And if you had what it takes, so I'm walking this down with what we call NLP questions. So, if you had what it takes for success, what would you be telling yourself then you're not telling yourself now?
That obstacles I might see in front of me, I mean, I believe they're opportunities,
Okay,
so obstacles are more like opportunities.
awesome. Okay, so if obstacles are opportunities and you have what it takes for success, um, what would you be doing then you're not doing now?
That's a great question, because I'm doing a lot right now,
Mhm.
and helping people and all those things too. I can let my self-care go a little bit along the journey of that too. And it's fun. I'm coming in, so I was like, I know I was going to get coached in this part. So it's just the reality of what we get to experience to do things like this is getting clarity around that. Right. And
Sure.
so getting clarity, what would I be doing
If you were
differently?
successful, you're successful, you're able to tell yourself that those obstacles are opportunities. Is there something you would be doing differently then than you're doing now?
Let me think about that for a moment. Obviously, these are good thought-provoking periods. Is I can say for a lot of my life, my response to a lot of things is like when my kids ask me, "Hey, Dad, I want to go do this,"
Mm-hmm.
or we want to go to Disney, or we want to do something. My knee-jerk reaction, which plays into this, am I good enough, is, well, how are we going to pay for that? Even if we have the money, and
Mm-hmm.
most of the time we do. It's just kind of like
Mm-hmm.
that thing of, am I good enough? How am I going to pay for that? Is that knee jerk reaction. So I think, in the essence of being successful and opportunities as obstacles,
Mm-hmm.
obstacles as opportunities would be that knee jerk reaction isn't there. It's just like, cool, let's talk through it, instead of, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. So it sounds like what you're saying is you would have decisive actions for forward movement.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So if you had decisive actions for forward movement and you were able to tell yourself that obstacles are opportunities and you have what it takes for success, how would that make you feel?
Oh, I think it'd feel great. I think it's a thing of empowerment. And, I'm continually trusting, like, I'm on the road that God has me on in
Okay.
life, and doing this summit, and again, being a father and a parent, like the different roles we play in our lives. But I think it would be more of a, let's just move forward, and there wouldn't be a whole lot of hesitation, because it's already set forth in motion. Like, yeah, let's do that. That's a great idea.
Yeah, I see that. That's more you
Yeah.
than the other one.
Yeah, it is. And
It's much
because
more you.
I'm more in my faith, and I feel like the calling where God has me going and stuff like that too, where things fall into place. But it's just
Mhm.
that and I've been sober 19 years, but I've been 18 months off of gambling. So my relationship with money was really bad less than two
Okay.
years ago. So that's where a lot of this kind of comes from too, is the gambling addiction. It was still controlling my life.
Okay.
So my relationship with money continues to grow in a healthier way. But those old bondages are still kind of there.
Oh, so let's put that in your goals here somewhere. So my relationship with money, because I bet you other people have this too, right?
Yeah.
With money, is positive, right?
Yes. So we're
So
putting the intentions out there. I got you now. We're putting the
yeah,
intention out there that my relationship with money is positive. Got it. Yeah.
yeah, we're putting, so, if I walk these goals down again, and I'm going to get to the feeling word here again, if you had what it takes for success and you're telling yourself that obstacles are opportunities and you have this decisive action for forward movement and money, money is positive. Your relationship with money is positive. How would all of that make you feel?
Well, I already feel better and more empowered just talking through it out loud. Know somebody.
So
So,
empowered is the word. What's another feeling word? How will you feel if all that happens?
um, more content and excited.
Nice. Okay. So empowered, content, and excited. So here's what we're going to do. And I know you can't read this because it's just all scratchy, but there's a box and your goals are there. Okay.
Now, can I get a PDF scanned and sent to me for this? And
Yeah, I
I can
guess I'll
look
have
at
to
it. Yeah.
write it
Yeah.
nicely.
No, you don't. Don't write it nicely at all. Just exactly as it is.
Is exactly it, is it? Okay. Okay.
I,
I used to, it's
for my
funny.
own file, for me, because that would give that connection that we have more intimate in a healthy way, right? Of just like
Absolutely.
that was a great time.
Absolutely. Yeah, so what we're going to do though is clear blocks on this,
Mm.
okay? So this is called brain soul balancing, and it's literally clearing those conduit pipes out between man and God and man. So clearing out anything that's in the way of you having success, of, believing that those obstacles are opportunities, right?
Yep.
So
And
what I did,
can I ask you
yeah,
this question real quick before you do that, just for our audience, because I want them to picture this too, is do you see this working within family systems as a whole for them to clear this out of their house?
absolutely. So I clear people, properties, businesses, and yeah, and families. Yes. So families change. And here's what's going to happen. As you change, your family changes. And you know that from your whole path, right? So it's always about, God helps those who help themselves. So it's about we do the self work. And then yet we can put family harmony in a box, just like I have a box here, and clear what's taking away the family harmony. So we're going to do this on you right now. Quick story. My best birthday present was when I took a pad of paper and a pen and my word lists to the restaurant. And I said to my family, it was really fun. Hey, it's my birthday. We get to do what mom wants to do. and, and we cleared 17 strings on family harmony.
Wow.
My
Beautiful.
son cleaned his closet. My son-in-law had a better time at work. Everything started changing because we cleared the energy.
Cool. Let's clear this
Okay.
energy. Let's clear
So
it.
that's what we're going to do. So this is you feeling empowered, content, and excited, telling yourself that those obstacles are opportunities, being able to take those action steps, those decisive actions, and knowing, having that confidence that, you're going to have the success that you desire, right? So this is having confidence in that success and having those feelings. Then I ask the question, who or what is pulling you or anyone listening here away from that, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 strings. That means there's 4 people or situations blocking that. And this is totally intuitive. So I'm like a medical intuitive now from my whole history of being sick. So that's how I got here. And so I just go, hey, okay, is this a male or a female? Well, there's a female in your field. Is this somebody in your family? No. Is it an ancestor? Yes. Is it an ancestor? Is it your grandma? Yes. Is it your grandma on your mom's side? Nope. It's your grandma on your dad's side. So this is grandma on dad's side. Is there a history of alcoholism in your family line that you know of?
Yes.
Is it on your dad's side?
Both sides, actually.
Both sides,
But
great.
from a grandparent perspective, it is definitely my dad's mom.
Okay, and that's what we're doing. So this
Yeah.
is your dad's mom. And so then what we do is actually the power of the spoken word of the truth will set you free. So that's why I said I just have a bunch of word lists here, okay? So I look at lists of words and I go, hey, are any of these words on this particular string? And then we're going to clear it. And so this is your dad's mom. Oh, you're going to feel so different at the end. I can hardly wait. This is negative. I got the word negative. Injustice. It's nice we're on video because I often have people take before and after pictures because you're going to look different when we're done.
Nice.
Okay. So negative injustice unseen. This is grandma. And nervousness. Nervous. And sorrow. So then here's how we clear it. We say, was that energy, those words, those feelings, the stuff grandma had, was this a liar, a thief, or a fraud on you feeling empowered, content, and excited? It's a thief. And then we say, what did it do? Did it kill, steal, or destroy something? And I got that it destroyed love. It stole your comfort to live in. So when we say those words or that phrase, comfort to live in love, it's like we're reclaiming it. And those words, liar, thief, fraud, kill, steal, or destroy, came from John 10:10 in the Bible. And so they clear the soul level in just a different way than I can do any other way. It just seems more powerful and it sticks. It also stole your prosperity, so you're going to reclaim prosperity. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Is there another word I need to say? No. And then I'm just going to say a little clearing statement. So I'm just going to say, I destroy and uncreate any judgments, assumptions, projections, conclusions, decisions about anything on grandma's side that may have affected Rob, or from grandma and dad's side. We release that now. We let that go, allow you to be free, to feel empowered, to feel content, to feel excited, to be confident that you know you can have this success. Good and bad, right and wrong, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. I know that makes no sense. It's called a clearing statement, okay? And it just kind of cleans up that energy in a sense and moves it away from your field. So this next string, is this male or female or situation? It's a situation. Is it a new or old situation? It's old, so it's an old situation. How old is this situation? Is it something with Rob? Yes, something with Rob and family. No, Rob and him. So this is you yourself. How old? More than a week ago? More than a month ago? More than 2 years ago? More than 3 years ago? Was this having to do with the gambling? So this is the situation of something with the gambling. So this, is it just your gambling addiction in general? No, it's a specific situation. So a specific situation, does Rob know what it is? No. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So it's just the words. So we just need 3 words here. Possessive. Feels like you thought you were going to win and you lost. Possessive, pain. Paranoid. It's another word here. Anxiety. Possessive, pain, anxiety, and paranoid. And indecisive. So is that a liar or a thief on you? That's a thief. What did it do? Kill, steal, steal. It stole your hope. So we're reclaiming hope. Killed, steal. It stole your strength. Here. And it stole the vision of what you thought would be. And your trust. So we're reclaiming that. Your vision, what you thought would be your strength, your hope, and your trust. So we're just going to say good and bad, right and wrong, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. I often have people tap the bottom of their foot just to kind of knock it out of your body. So take an open hand, Rob, and just hit the bottom of your foot. Like I just tapped the bottom of your foot. Good. Did we clear that out of the way? Yes. Is there a visual there? I don't think so. Do you still see a picture in your mind of something when you were gambling, like something that was went away or you didn't feel good about, or something that's still stuck in your mind?
No, yeah, done a lot of work on that too. So if there's anything kind of remaining, I would say there's nothing that's just kind of like, bam, no. Got it.
Okay, just wanted to check. Okay, so this next string, is this a male, female, or a situation? It's another situation. Is it recent or old? It's an old situation. Is it something with you? Yes. Something with you and family? Yes. Something with you and your wife? Something with you and your kids? Something with you and kids? How old? Is it more than a week ago? It's pretty recent. 1, 2, 3, 4. It was like 4 days ago. So it's 4 days ago, something, I think, again, it's just one of those questions they were going, hey, Dad, can we go do this? Like your example. I don't think it's a big deal. But do you remember anything a few days ago with any of your kids?
Oh gosh, I'm trying to think. Today is what, Wednesday?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, there was an incident just, it's like my wife and daughter were gone, so my son and I had the weekend and stuff together, but it
Okay.
was one of those moments where I can react to situations that, can be a bad dad moment. So I had a bad dad moment with my son over the weekend that we worked through. It was short and brief, but yet
Okay.
deep. Yeah.
Okay. So all we have to do is name. So to clear it, and I can, sort of teach you this and teach your audience this, is actually if you name the truth. And that's why talking things out sometimes is so helpful, even like if you have a therapist, right, that we work with through recovery. It's like if you name the right words, it'll start to clear the energy. I'm doing a little bit deeper than that, but it's certainly just naming the truth will help clear the energy. So I got of two minds and suffering. Thwarted. Is there another word I need to name about that time? Here. Probably stubbornness, and conflict. Is there another word? Is there something here or here? 1, 2, 3. Sorrow. So that energy is a thief on you feeling empowered and content and excited. Killing, stealing. So it just stole your friendship in the moment and your comfort to be given. So it's like we're reclaiming then friendship and comfort to be given. And endurance. Is there another word I need to say? No. So we're just going to say good and bad, right and wrong, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Then we're going to tap the bottom of your foot. Yay. Cool. Awesome. Did we get that? We sure did. There's one more string. Are you starting to feel lighter?
I am. I feel like, there's my arms aren't being controlled by probably the puppeteer.
Awesome. Good.
Yeah.
So we're releasing that. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Okay. Is this next one, is this a male, female, or a situation? It's a situation. Recent, old situation. How old is this? Is this when you were a kid? This is when you were a kid. Age 0 through 5, 5 through 10, 5, 6. You were age 6. Age 6 with mom, age 6 with dad. Something with your dad when you were 6.
There's something that's popping into me right now too of like when I went to prison, my
Okay.
son was 6.
Oh, good point. Let's just ask this. So is this when you were in prison or is this you? Let's do both strings. I want to do both.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sure you've done a lot of work. That's the other thing that I love about people in addiction and recovery is they've done a lot of work.
Oh yeah. It's been done tons and tons of work. Even like a
Mhm.
couple of days ago through the summit, I was able to interview one of my authors that changed my life through his books. That's going to be an expert on the summit, Neil Anderson, with this book, Victory Over the Darkness. And to have someone like that had a huge influence from a book, an audio book, is one of those other nudges of faith strengthening that comes as it's supposed to come, which is pretty amazing.
That is pretty amazing. And keeping all those connections. That's the other thing I just have to applaud you for, because I watch you keep all those connections, and keep them in your loop and honor those people, for what they gave you, that gratitude and that gift of giving. You just have this amazing, awesome energy. It's so cool. It's just so cool. So let's release that stuff. And I'm sure that was hard. So this is when you were in prison and your son was 6. So, the first word that I think is coming here is guilt, feeling guilty. My teacher taught me we have to clear all those places where we were made to feel guilty also for something we didn't do. Kind of like getting the time out when we're in 3rd grade, but we didn't do it, Of two minds. So guilty, of two minds, suffering, injustice, devastated. I wonder if I can clear your son through this too, maybe. devastated, burdened. What's your son's first name?
Ezekiel.
Ezekiel. I want to see if this will clear him too. Anxiety, disgust, resentment. Are these yours, his, both? This is both of you. So some of these are his feelings, some of them are yours. Humiliation, and it's very possible that it clears him while it clears you. And shock. We've always got to clear the shock. Where's the shock? Organ system, brain part, pineal, pituitary. I want to clear the shock out of the pituitary for you and for your son. So I'm just doing a magnet thing. We're just going to clear the shock that's been in the pituitary. We're easily clearing that shock that's been in the pituitary. Easily clearing that shock that's been in the pituitary of the brain. Easily clearing that shock. Do we get it? Yes. Is there another word we need to clear that way? Anxiety, is that an organ system? Brain part. Lobe of the brain, temporal lobe. So anxiety in the temporal lobe, easily releasing anxiety in the temporal lobe, easily releasing anxiety in the temporal lobe, easily releasing that anxiety in the temporal lobe, easily releasing that anxiety in the temporal lobe. Awesome. So is there something else about that with the prison thing? Yes. Here. Heartache and vulnerability. Heartache, vulnerability, lack of control, confusion, grief. So that's a liar, thief, and a fraud. On you feeling empowered, content, and excited. So let's name what it. It's still your freedom, your friendship, your comfort to give, your guidance, your confidence, your gratitude, and your protection. So we're just going to say, I destroy and uncreate any judgments, assumptions, projections, conclusions, decisions about the situation when you were in prison and your son was only 6, and all the emotions in the field that both you or your son Ezekiel had experienced at that time. You know, we release that now, let that go, allow you to be free, to feel empowered and content and excited, and to be able to take actions and move forward with your goals and feel successful, good and bad, right and wrong, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. And then we're going to tap your foot. Great. Did we get that? Yeah, we sure did. Okay. Do you feel a little bit lighter?
Yeah, I mean, we've done a lot of work around that as a father-son piece as well, and a lot of those freedoms to be removed and talked through authentically and vulnerability. So there's not a whole lot resonating, like remaining with that still.
Okay.
But it's good to do it for him and myself, because I know as life continues to go forward, those things could pop up. But this will be a good piece for him to be able to watch someday. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Very, very, very good. Very cool. Do we successfully clear all those things for your goals? Yes. Do I need to integrate those goals? Okay, so here's a kind of funky part, I guess. Weird part. So it's like we take out the trash and then we want to put the new program in. So like my system is called the brain system, and B is body. So there's body pieces. R is releasing. We just released stuff. Okay. A is aligned with spirit. I is integrate, and N is the new program. So now the new program of how you want to show up, that you have what it takes for this success and all those goals that we created, I want to integrate them. And integrating them into your field is using codes and numbers. So this is going to look weird. Just kind of preparing everybody here. But it's powerful work because it changes those patterns, and then it sticks better. It's like the cherry on top of the cake, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to have you say these. So I'm going to have you say them out loud, and we're doing this for your audience too. So I think they're going to resonate with some of these goals, just like, they're for you, but they're for everyone. So say, I have what it takes for success.
I have what it takes for success.
Okay. And I'm muscle testing them. Say, I tell myself obstacles are opportunities.
I tell myself obstacles are opportunities.
Good job. I have decisive actions for forward movement.
I have decisive actions for forward movement.
Excellent. Um, my relationship with money is positive.
And my relationship with money is positive.
I feel empowered, content, and excited.
And I feel empowered, content, and excited.
Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to do some codes in your field. And so it's numbers. It's actually circles and numbers. And it releases stress and puts that program, those goals in your field. So I'm just going to say, I'm going down your left leg and I'm saying 2, 3 love, 5, 3 forgiveness, 6, 5 choice, 9, 2 freedom, 4, 2 greater love. Okay. And then I think I'll say these. I'm going to have you say these with me. 4, 2, say, I have positive self-worth.
Do I say the number first and then that? Okay.
Yeah, so say
Okay.
4, 2,
4, 2.
I have positive self-worth.
I have positive self-worth.
And I just did sort of like a circle down your chest. Say 2, 2, I choose to succeed.
2, 2, I choose to succeed.
Excellent. 4, 4, I choose to live in joy.
4, 4, I choose to live in joy.
Good. And 6, 2, I choose to live by the higher laws.
6, 2, I choose to live in the higher laws.
Excellent. Very good. Do I need to do more? No. Okay. I'm just going to do 7, 2 and releasing any of the old trauma, 10, 5, 7, 8, 2, 8, 7, 7, 5, and the shock 1, 2, 3, placing that with peace, 5, 2. Excellent. Good. And then I'm going to have you restate those. So say, I have what it takes for success.
I have what it takes for success.
I tell myself obstacles are opportunities.
I tell myself obstacles are opportunities.
Good job. I have decisive actions for forward movement.
I have decisive actions for forward movement.
Excellent. My relationship with money is positive.
My relationship with money is positive.
I feel empowered, content, and excited.
I feel empowered, content, and excited.
And now you're strong on all of them. So I was muscle testing. So I'm going to have you do this. I'm going to have you cone your fingers and make a circle in front of your heart. So like a circle, and say 2, 2.
2, 2.
I choose to succeed.
I choose to succeed.
And then tap your belly button 8 times. And that will lock in that goal. So some of that work was given to me, this last part by Dorothy, my teacher Dorothy with SBO. So let's check in again. How are you feeling?
Good. Yeah.
Good.
Good. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. You're calmer.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're calmer. You're like more like the way I see it from like this side is people look like they're more aligned. Yeah.
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 Well, I could imagine bringing that to surface too, is like, there's a little anxiety in that, like, oh, what am I going to work on? And can I break free from something like that? And then seeing you can, and feeling better about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But it does clear the patterns that are in the brain and the soul on a deeper level, and you'll process. And so, one of the things I would give you for homework would be those mind gems, so those 12 little exercises that balance the brain.
Yeah.
To keep it in, like hold it in to make this stick, so it's kind of like if we don't do some work, we're 99.9% of the way there.
Mm. Yeah.
And then we have to do the work to lock it in.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, to lock it in. Yeah, so that's called brain soul balancing, and that's what I use, like I said, to work with families, to work with my clients. There's a whole process, BRAIN, that's like deeper and broader than that, but that's just a piece of it that can really move that energy and help all of your people here feel more aligned and be able to stick with those goals on keeping success moving forward.
Yeah, that's great. Again, coming into our interview today, we didn't really have a plan, and I love it. You just let things kind of unfold and dive into just kind of like that, which is pretty great.
Yeah. Well, anytime, it feels like anytime we have a group of people together, I want to make sure we leave differently. So if we can help, we're going to help.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to help.
It's never too late for change.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And I guess, I mean, you've probably done some of this work. Have you done things like EMDR and um, different processes too in your own recovery path?
I did EMDR back when what I learned from this was I was way too close to trauma in my life for it to
Mm-hmm.
be effective. And
Okay.
so I haven't done it since then, no, but there was a moment of it was after the incident I had told you about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like in that moment, what I've understood, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, because you'll hear some
Mm-hmm.
treatment centers talking about like, we don't even do EMDR in the first period of time when they're in recovery because they're so close to the traumatic events in their life.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Because I've used that too with real good success. But it's like I always think of it as layers.
Yeah.
We're peeling layers. And actually, since your summit is and all that, you're gonna have people coming in at different places.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's going to have those layers that they need to peel off. And so they're going to be at different places in the whole recovery process. And I guess I would just want to say to everybody, yes, it's about balancing right and left brain. There's something, that I use called Mind Gems, which is just a free gift that you can do. It takes 5 minutes to do these. They're easy, but honor the process for yourself. Each individual person is going to be on their own journey there. Get help, all the things you teach them, Rob, and then honor your own process.
Yeah. Well, and stages change too. Like when I was sober, I got sober 19 years ago, I was single.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I married my beautiful wife, Jen, and we started having children and owned a business, a lot of those insecurities came up that I never dealt with in the beginning. Some things we talked about today that I just didn't know they were there to work on. But
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the things I say to people as they're on their recovery journey is that, well, you got sober and your life was one way, but now blessings start coming in. And sometimes we don't know how to handle those in a proper
Mm-hmm.
way, because again, our brain is wired to the fact of, you're not good enough, you'll never measure up. Well, here's a great opportunity. Well, let me self-sabotage that real quick, because that's my pattern in life for a lot of people in recovery is not feeling worthy. And
Right.
what you're able to give them is severing those ties, those messages that are negative, and turning into a positive aspect to say you can go forward, and it's never too late, whether you've been clean and sober for 50 years or you've never had an addiction to something you're willing to admit along the way. So I love the beauty of what you're doing is to really empower people to believe in themselves again, to have that hope and joy to move forward. And joy happens to be my daughter's middle name, so I love the word joy.
Oh, that's a great name. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, yeah, we're all on that path for sure. And definitely it's going to be different for everybody in honoring that.
Yeah.
In
And
honoring
so how
that.
do people connect with you? I mean, I know we have on your speaker page for the Art of Intervention Summit. And what's funny is I just realized this. I love what we just did, right? Because it was the beauty of those things. And I'm even going to put it up right now. We normally actually have the Art of Intervention Project Summit thing behind me. And I didn't even notice that during this because I've been so into what we were just talking about. We usually have this like behind because it's part of the summit, and I'm just kind of like, okay, what do you want to work on now? Okay, that's great. I was just so not even tuned into that at all because I was laser focused on you. That was great.
Oh, that's
Great.
okay. It all works. To put it up
Yes.
later works too. I love it. That's a beautiful sign. That's awesome. You do such a great job with your graphics and everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
You
Yeah.
have fun with all that. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. Yeah, so to get in touch with me, my website is louiseswartswalter.com. So you're going to find a lot of information there. I'm on Facebook as well and Instagram. So you can find me there as well. And then definitely get that free gift because the mind gems will help balance your brain in the field. So it clears trauma. So there's little points that you'll hold, like you'll hold like this for 12 seconds, you'll hold this for 12 seconds. This is one like for clearing trauma. And so you're coning your fingers and you're just over the top of your head and you hold it for 12 seconds and then switch it. And there's 12 little exercises like that. And what they do is you actually feel more focused, more aligned, and it will be easier to stay in your lane with your goals moving forward when you have a tool like that, especially if you're not good at like meditating. Some people can't do that right away. They can't calm down enough even to sit still to be able to do that. And Mind Gems is a way to do that.
Beautiful. I love it. And I'm so glad you accept the invitation to be a part of this summit, because that helps make this even such a better avenue for people to learn, new tools that we haven't learned yet with our other experts. And that's why you get to do what you get to do, and be the beautiful, balanced brain expert. And so I throw a lot of blessings to your way and in your life and what you do. And just thanks so much for being a part of this.
Oh, well, thank you for having me, Rob. It was just delightful, and I hope that was helpful for your group and your audience here. And look forward to working with you here in the future in whatever way. We're having a party here. We've got to. You're in Colorado. I'm in Albuquerque. We can meet halfway. We can do something, because it's awesome.
Yeah, the possibilities are limitless. See, there's no obstacle. It's all opportunity. See, boom, there you go.
There you go. He's already got it. It's an opportunity.
All right, Louise, have a great day.
You too. Thanks so much, Rob.
Yeah, bye.
Bye, everybody.